And you know what it's time for? You know what I thought it might be time for? I thought, why not do this thing called the Nerd Log? I thought, why not do it 23 weeks in a row? It's time. It's Thursday. It's the afternoon, probably, or the late evening, or it's starting to be morning if you live in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And we're having the Nerd Log. We got co-host Aisha with us, and we got a new guest. We got Jemiah. Jemiah, say hi to the people. I
Hey
think
everybody. Woo.
I think this
Glad to be
might be
back.
five. I think you might be the first five timer on the Nerd Log.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I'm gonna try to keep my record. I'm gonna figure out something else that'll just keep me coming back.
There you go. Got to stay on top.
the Tom Hanks of the Nerd Log. You're gonna be the most frequently used guest. Love it. So we're gonna talk about the totally not copyrighted name New Relic Summer Games.
Relic Summer Games.
In an unrelated note, I used to love going to a sausage place near my house. It was like they showed like charcuterie and cheese and whatnot. It was named after the Olympic mountains, and it was called Olympic Provisions. Not anymore. They were really successful. They got really far on that one. And they were like from Olympia, Washington. They're like, oh, we're named after the Olympic mountains, and then finally, IOC was like, nope, can't do it. And so now they had like 5 brick and mortar locations, and they changed the signage and everything, and now it's just Olympia Provisions.
Wow.
Anywho, New Relic Summer Games. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. So I'm super excited to be back. Like I said, I'm gonna keep figuring out things that are just send me back here to talk to you all. But I'm glad that this time is to talk about the summer games that we're gonna be kicking off August 18th, right? So I think we all know that last year was a really rough year. We even had to cancel what should have been the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. And I personally love the Olympic events. I just kind of like love seeing everyone compete. And here at New Relic, I think we also like the idea of getting everyone together in like a togetherness of games and opportunity to actually compete against each other while we learn as a community. And that's really what the New Relic Summer Games are about. We're going to give you the opportunity to compete against your peers in a variety of events to compete for gold, silver, and bronze medals in a bunch of different categories. We have events that are singles. I think we have team events. It's just so many things that are going on that it's going to be a really, really exciting kind of like way to kind of like learn about New Relic, get hands-on with the product, but also win some pretty cool prizes.
I really, really like that. And I'm looking at one of the examples here where it's like, one of the events is like trying to create like a synthetics monitor, right, that can return information the most quickly and detect the most like subtle of failures. Which I would just search for some text in the footer. Done. Synthetics monitor. It's done. But that's why I'm not, at the level of the New Relic Summer Games. So this is an event for both people who are starting out using New Relic and kind of want to get to that intermediate level where they want to maybe kind of be the team expert, right? Or for people who really are not familiar with observability, who are saying like, hey, I want to level up and get to a point where I know how to observe my production applications. I think that's kind of those would be good targets for us to see that we coming and participating.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you hit it right on the head. This is going to be for the people that want to level up their skills, either in getting an introduction to observability, really starting to understand what's going on with the services that you're developing, getting an idea of what's happening with your performance, or the person that has like some experience with New Relic, but really wants to kind of like grow their skills and become that team leader in understanding and providing insight into their application performance and using the New Relic platform.
And so, am I right that there are like prizes associated with this? If you can like, debug
there
the most
is.
errors and find the most problems.
Yeah, exactly. We have some pretty cool prizes in my mind. I think we have some things that like maybe some Raspberry Pis or some Amazon Echoes. There are going to be swag, some speakers to give away, like lots of cool things to just kind of like reward you for your time and like completion of these event categories. And we also have different judging criteria for the different events. So if we try to make it where, lots of people can compete in different areas and still have the option to win some cool prizes.
I really, really like seeing that. And, what I always say is sort of my advice, having worked with New Relic and doing tech support, and then going off on my own to become a developer, what I really found is that much like, you know, regex or writing SQL or something, a really good like developer, like superpower, a thing that maybe you can kind of do that the other people on your team can't, is understanding how to build an observable system or add things like synthetics to an existing system and answer some usage questions directly, rather than having to like rely on signs and logging and other pieces that are available. It really can set you apart. And so it's really worth it to spend the time. So even if you just have only worked on, you know, project pieces or portfolio pieces, adding some observability so you know what people are doing, really, really can be powerful. So I really encourage anybody who's like watching this to give it a shot. And especially if you're already using New Relic, and then you're like, oh, I don't use that product area, like give it a try. You're already paying for it. Think about how you can expand what your team can do and what they can observe.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I think you touched on a really good point there of how growing this skill set just makes you so much valuable in my eyes as kind of like a team, someone that's on the team, but also it just makes your job so much easier, and being able to understand what's going on with your system. One of my first engineering jobs, we had no insight into anything like whatsoever. And so kind of like every time a service went down or you know, it was a problem with our system, we're digging through hundreds of logs and acting very kind of like reactively to kind of like that incident that's going on, and having customers let us know like, hey, your website's down, you know, on Twitter. It was a really, really bad time. Like we should have kind of like really figured that out in advance. And I think learning a tool like this that can kind of like solve all those problems just make the work that you do like so much better. So I'd encourage everyone out there to sign up for the summer games. There's some really cool events, if I might say so myself. I think you'll definitely learn a ton. You get an opportunity to, you know, build community in the Explorers Hub where the summer games will be facilitated. So you get to be in a space with hundreds of engineers that look just like you or think or interested in things like you. So you can kind of like learn from each other. And then maybe you may take home some really cool prizes and some brand new New Relic swag as well.
I love that. Aisha, did you get a chance to like design these events? I know it's like a Relicans deal.
No, this is I'm not the.
Oh, this is like Explorer Hot Sub deal. This is like a Relicans deal. I realize now. Sorry,
it's shared. Yeah, it's collaborative.
We're all in this together. I very nearly broke into song there.
All right. Well, I love that. So, you know, we tweeted the link to it to get registered. The link will be down below in the YouTube segment as well. Did you have other stuff you wanted to cover, other stuff you want to recommend? I would say, you know, while I've kind of mentioned people are getting started, people who are using New Relic a little, if you feel like you're using New Relic all the time and you want to build your competency within your team, this is the event for you, right? This is the way to say like, hey, I'm really going to show that I can go a little further and that I can, you know, develop the observability within our group. This is a fantastic way to show that.
Yeah, I agree. I say definitely check out the Summer Games post on the Explorers Hub. We should share that link as well. It's going to give you insight into the event. You get a sneak peek at some of the things that you'll be doing. And it also gives you some learning resources so you can get prepared to be a bit more competitive and maybe take home some of those prizes.
Yeah, if you take a look in the Twitch chat, you'll see a link both to the discussion board post and just to go ahead and register. And just the same down below in the YouTube. All right. Well, this is fantastic. I don't want to belabor the point. Go check it out. Go register. You know, we don't need to talk you into it. If we sold you, we sold you. So I'm gonna let producer Rachel take us over to Be Right Back. Thank you so much for joining us, Jemiah.
No, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.